today's world especially is the competition and the conflict. We think that it's only by conflict that you can resolve situations. We forget that communication, and through communication, cooperation will resolve problems and disputes. We think that competition is the way to go.
Before I go into this idea of competition, I like this power to cooperate. How can I awaken this power within me? How can I create this ability to cooperate? Because now I want to.
Recognizing that the task that is ahead of us, that of creating a better world, can only happen if there's power from God and if there's cooperation amongst all of us together. Because I see that the present conditions of the world are such that we don't have an alternative. Either we cooperate together and work together, or is there a future? There's a very big question mark about this. And so it's with God's love, God's power, that I say, yes, Hanji, I'm able to give you respect. I'm able to maintain my own dignity without being worried that you're going to rob me of my role and my job. Because competition also means that we don't want anyone else to progress.
I want to bring this idea of the power of cooperation in a corporate world. You mentioned something very beautiful about competition and conflict. Competition is fierce in a corporate world. Why would I want to cooperate with a colleague of mine who's equally talented? Why would I want him to move forward? I might fear losing my own space. It's survival of the fittest, isn't it?
Well, what I've found is that if two people who have talents come together and work together, a task that would otherwise be difficult gets achieved quickly and with greater success. And so it's a win-win situation. It's not that one wins and one loses, but we both win together. We are both able to say that, yes, this is possible. And my experience is that if I'm encouraging another to move forward, I actually am moving forward myself. I'm creating more space for myself to do other things.
So I have to have this belief that if I make someone move forward, I will move forward myself.
There'll be more opportunities that will open up.
So that's not the end of me. Even though he takes my position, something else you think will come up for me?
There'll be something even better that I'll be able to do through the things that I have learned up to now. If I get stuck at that position, I'm not going to learn and grow anymore. But if I've been able to help another come to that, they play that role, but there's something more I can learn and something further I can do. This is how it works in the Brahma Kumaris, at least. What we've seen is that within 75 years of existence, and in particular 40 years of service abroad, the Brahma Kumaris have now been able to reach 110 countries. And that's only been possible because each one of us will encourage others to move forward. And so as you allow others to move forward, you're moving forward yourself. There'll always be space for something better, something more, something to learn. And so the whole worldwide organization has expanded because of the power of cooperation.
So you work together hand in hand and you move forward. That's a very beautiful concept with the power of cooperation. Today we live in an interdependent world. Nations depend on each other. So how do we see the power of cooperation working here?
If I think about two things, for instance, the economic crisis and also climate change, I think these two issues make us realize that no one nation or a few nations are going to be able to resolve the situation of the globe. It's only through that understanding of cooperation and coexistence and interdependency that we're going to be able to bring about a transformation so that we're coming to a state of economic justice, and we're able to come to a state where we agree and trust each other that yes, we're going to be able to do something about the world of nature and the environment.
So is this what the Copenhagen Summit on Environment believes in? Is this what people now believe in, that really bringing in the power of cooperation, you can bring about a change in nature?
Some people. The governments haven't yet come to that conclusion, but some people like the Brahma Kumaris, believe very much that it's as people from across the world come together, then our good wishes and pure thoughts and transformation of the self is going to impact nature, because our greed and anger and ego, aggression has caused a destruction of the environment. And so the rebuilding and the recreation and transformation can happen only through purity, love and good wishes. And it has to be from everyone altogether. But there are also some scientists who believe that the way forward is, the next step has to be the trust in each other and being able to work together. So at the moment, it's not the idea of governments, but certainly it's the idea of spiritual people, but also of some very enlightened scientists who understand this viewpoint and say that, yes, it's going to teach us to cooperate, because if we don't learn to cooperate, there isn't a future.
Because I guess it's the need of the hour. They are seeing how hands joined together can bring about a change.
Mm-hmm.
I see. It's great to believe that the world might turn toward a spiritual thinking using this power of cooperation. Lastly, coming to myself, how do I make my body cooperate?
It's true that sometimes the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. But as the spirit grows stronger through that connection with the divine, then what I do is allow God's light and love to not only reach the soul, but also reach the body. And this body is healed, and this body is strengthened, and so this body is energized and is able to cooperate with me better.
I have a question on this aspect. I want to believe that the world is going in a better place. I understand now that nations are working together using the power to cooperate to bring the world to a better place. I also want to believe that God, up above, the divine creator, wants to see the world a better place. And if he is planning that the world should be a better place, how can I cooperate with God? One. Second, he's almighty, he's all powerful. He can get things done in any way possible. Does he really need my cooperation to make the world a better place?
We've made a mess of the planet.
Yes.
And so what God would like us to do is to be able to work together and to be able to create a better world together. So yes, if God were to create a better world, all the effort is his and the reward is his. But if I connect with God and get rid of my ego and my weaknesses, and I say, yes, I'm going to work with you, so that we use our talents and skills together, so that we cooperate together, then we create a better world for ourselves, which we can enjoy. And so God supplies us the power with which to be able to make the world a better place for us to live in and enjoy.
Sister Jayanti, that sounds all so beautiful, that the power of cooperation can bring about such unity and such change in the minds of people and in the world at the end. Please take us on a journey in meditation using the power to cooperate.
In the awareness of the soul, my thoughts go to the Supreme. And from the Almighty Authority, I receive light and might. This light removes the darkness that I have been in. God's light is the light of love and the light of truth. The light enables me to understand. And as I draw God's might within the soul, God's power cleanses the soul so that my ego, my weaknesses can all be removed. I on my own wouldn't be able to do this, but my compassionate Mother and my Almighty Father, the Supreme, are able to do this. And as I am transformed and I see the goodness within the self, I also begin to see the goodness of others. I recognize that I alone would be able to do only a little, but I, with others, in God's remembrance, can truly transform this world. God's light, God's might, shows me how and gives me the power so that I change myself, and together, with cooperation, we change the world so that we create a world of peace, of justice, of love. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you very much, Sister Jayanti, for that beautiful commentary. The power to cooperate. Let's go back to all the previous powers that we have done in the previous sessions. And let's take a look how each power became dependent on the other. The power to withdraw inside works together very cleverly with the power to pack up. The power to pack up works very well with the power to tolerate. I cannot tolerate if I don't know how to accommodate, and hence the two powers go together. Following these powers, the power to discern. If I don't know how to discern, how can I decide on the right move or the right action? And yet, the power to face. The power to face is perhaps one of the kings of the powers. When I learn to face my own self, my own reality, with the truth that is within me, I then can awaken this beauty of the power of cooperation. The power of cooperation sounds very simple because it is simple. All you need to do is cooperate with your mind. Wherever you are, wherever your loved ones are, send them beautiful thoughts, powerful thoughts, peaceful thoughts, and they will receive them with your body and your wealth. Thank you very much for all this enlightenment, Sister Jayanti. For all your questions, your comments, your opinions, please do not hesitate to call or email us at the following address. If you wish to discuss your problem, or have a question to ask, or want to know your nearest Raj Yoga Meditation Center, call us on 099 99 744 555. Thank you for joining us. Om Shanti Om.